And another one that's very similar to that is one that I think we very often encounter. And these are goal oriented schedules, such as 10,000 hours to master any skill. Or one of my personal favorites that I find very inspiring, but just didn't work for me exactly as written. And that was Stephen King's advice to beginner writers, which was that you should write or strive to write at least 1,000 words every day. And 1,000 words every day, it's for him, he said that works really well. It's about 3 or 4 pages double spaced. And for me, it didn't work because of the way that I tend to write. I tend to edit as I go. And so to write 1,000 words would take me far longer than if I were just to kind of set out and go in the sort of shitty verse draft style of Anne Lamott's Bird by Bird, in which you're just kind of trying to put down the first draft as you go. But for me, for a very long time, that didn't work very well. And so I was getting really discouraged by this. I tried to do 1,000 words a day, and I would sit down and I would get maybe 250, sometimes 500, sometimes 750. But getting to that 1,000 was so hard for me, and it would take me so long. I was starting to think, what is wrong with me? Why am I not able to do this? And then I realized that, again, like with the morning person thing, that just wasn't my style. And so I set a goal that I figured out was reasonable for me, and that was 500 words. I do the same things with when I start new workouts, trying to work on a different muscle group, right? You start by doing a lower set of reps, a lower set of sets, a lower weight, and you begin with that, and you work your way up. It's always great to work up, but it's a lot more disheartening, I think, especially in the beginning, to work down. And so to go back to that Stephen King quote of 1,000 words a day, I think we should really emphasize, especially when we begin, that everyday part as opposed to the 1,000 words. Set a number that is actually achievable for you on a sustainable level every single time that you can capably produce,